Forgotten Dragon Studios presents United States of Dogs Act. Mike and Bob at Los Angeles, The Golden Bone, Part 2.
As Bob examined the artistic anomaly, his intuition flared, signaling that this was no mere artistic flourish. Could this be a way of taunting them, or perhaps an inadvertent clue to the Golden Bone's whereabouts? He couldn't shake off the feeling that this was a deliberate trail left by the thief. Quietly, he captured several images with his camera, intrigued by the possibility of a coded message within the figure's stance and garb. The atmosphere in the crisis room shifted palpably when Bob burst in with news of his discovery. As he detailed the painting's unusual modification, a collective sense of perplexity took hold. How does this tie into the theft of the national treasure? In a decisive move, Mike called Dr. Amelia Hartley, a sharp-minded cocker spaniel and a distinguished figure in art restoration.
A painting? Altered in connection with a theft?
She gathered her specialized tools and set off for the White House. With the painting carefully transported to the crisis room, Dr. Hartley meticulously examined the altered figure. Her trained eye picked up on subtle details that others might have overlooked. She analyzed brushstrokes, examined the quality of the pigments, and assessed the stylistic consistency with the original painting. Finally, she broke silence, announcing her conclusion. The painting's recent edition bore the unmistakable signature techniques of the master brush, a shadowy figure whose forgeries had fooled the art world's keenest eyes.
The man you're chasing,
Agent James intoned,
goes by the name Arlo Dega, a Saluki known for slipping through the cracks of the art world as effortlessly as he does through the night.
His eyes flickered with a mix of respect and frustration.
But Arlo, or the master brush as he prefers, is a specter. Despite our best efforts, his current whereabouts are as much a work of fiction as his forgeries.
Agent James tapped a button, and the room darkened slightly as the big screen flickered to life, revealing a dossier on the master brush.
Arlo Dega is not just a forger, he's an artist obsessed with perfection. His knowledge of chemical aging processes makes his works indistinguishable from the originals to the untrained eye.
The screen displayed forensic comparisons, showing the meticulous attention Arlo paid to the historical accuracy of materials and techniques.
He thrives in the gray areas of the art world, selling his forgeries through intermediaries to unsuspecting collectors. He's rumored to have a hidden gallery, a sanctuary for his creations and stolen originals, located somewhere off the grid, its entrance known only to his closest confidants.
Under the cloak of midnight, Mike and Bob tread quietly back to their office, the street's silence a stark contrast to the turmoil in their minds. The revelation of the master brush's involvement brought a new edge to the investigation, but they found themselves grappling with more questions than answers. The idea that an art forger could hold the key to finding the golden bone felt far-fetched. Was the inclusion of the hidden figure a mere act of vanity, a hidden clue, or a sophisticated misdirection designed to confuse and delay? As the morning light crept through the blinds, casting a soft glow over the cluttered office, Mike found himself immersed in a sea of notes and sketches. The city below was slowly waking up, its rhythms and sounds a distant murmur. He stood by the window, lost in thought, when an epiphany dawned on him.
What if the sonata's structure is mirroring in the painting's composition?
He reached for his contact list with haste, his fingers swiftly navigating to Ludwig von Barchthoven, a dachshund with an unrivaled pedigree in decoding musical cryptograms. Known for his ability to uncover hidden messages in compositions.
Ludwig, you're going to want to see this,
he said, barely containing his excitement. Following the call, Mike compiled all his findings into a comprehensive email, attaching images of the painting, snippets of the sonata, and his notes connecting the two. Ludwig listened to the recording and studied the painting's photos in his music-filled studio surrounded by manuscripts and ancient instruments.
Intriguing,
he noted, his brow furrowed in concentration.
The composer has cleverly disguised clues within the sonata structure, employing a sophisticated code that transcends mere musicality.
He explained to Mike over the phone.
Notice how the sonata's tempo changes at specific intervals?
Ludwig mused, tapping a paw against the score.
It's not random, it's a code. Each change aligns with a distinct feature of the painting, like the mysterious figure's gaze or the peculiar arrangement of objects in the background. The sonata doesn't just mimic the painting's aesthetics, it's a sonic blueprint.
Mike pondered Ludwig's words, then a light bulb went off.
So, the painting and the sonata are two halves of the same story. By decoding one, we unlock the other,
he said, electrified by the breakthrough. As Ludwig delved deeper into the sonata's layers, he realized the enormity of the task at hand.
This is going to require days, if not longer. To fully decode this, I'll need to bring in Jasper Houseworth.
Jasper, a schnauzer whose prowess in musical cryptanalysis had rapidly ascended him to protege status under Ludwig, was renowned for his innovative approaches to unraveling complex musical codes. His fresh perspective and sharp intellect were precisely what the puzzle demanded. The city buzzed with midday activity, the sun hanging boldly in the sky, as Mike mulled over his conversation with Ludwig. He glanced at Bob, who was already prepped for action. They gathered a kit of disguises, digital recorders, and other spy paraphernalia, ready to infiltrate the most secretive circles of the art community. The office was silent, save for the rustling of papers and the occasional creak of weary furniture. Mike and Bob mapped the nexus of their investigation. A series of tips from their underground informants began to coalesce into a coherent direction. Patpong. The stage was set for a daring plunge into the depths of clandestine dealings and elusive art, the Patpong night market. Located within Los Angeles' vibrant Thai town, it thrived in whispers and was rumored to be a frequent haunt of figures like Arlo Degas.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
sporting designer wear and exuding an air of unchecked extravagance, Mike and Bob ventured into Thai Town, posing as high rollers in the underground art scene. Flaunting a wad of cash and dropping hints about seeking investment pieces, they slowly attracted the attention of dealers. Rex Sterling, a charismatic Labrador with a taste for the finer things in life, noticed the duo's not-so-subtle signals. Negotiations over drinks in a secluded corner of a neon-lit bar led to the unveiling of a catalogue of art pieces, an encrypted tablet displaying his current inventory. Each swipe revealed artworks reported lost or stolen, now gleaming under the screen's light. With a practiced air of nonchalance, Mike scrolled through the catalogue, his disappointment strategically displayed.
You've got some heavy hitters here, Rex, but we're not looking for mere visual delights. We hunger for art that resonates on a primal level, art that not just anyone can commune with.
Rex tilted his head, a smirk playing on his lips.
I see. My catalog caters to a wide range of tastes, but it seems you're after the truly rare birds.
He took a sip of his drink, considering.
I might know a collector who deals in the screamers, not just the whisperers. Getting to him, though, is an art form in itself.
Mike's eyes sparkled with determination. This was their chance to dive deeper into the shadows of the art world, possibly leading them to the doorstep of the master brush himself.
We're ready to hear those melodies, Rex. How do we get an invite to the concert?
Hold on, gentlemen. Rex leaned forward, a cautionary tone in his voice. It's not as simple as showing up and looking around. In his domain, art isn't something you simply stumble upon. It's the art that decides to reveal itself to you, Rex replied with a mysterious grin. It's been 2 weeks since their meeting with Rex, and the vibrant streets of Patpong now feel like distant echoes of a forgotten promise. Their forays into the depths of the market yielded nothing but the realization that they were outsiders in a game governed by unseen rules. Each mention of the master brush to the dealers was met with immediate unease, their faces clouding over as if the name itself was a harbinger of bad luck. Conversations would abruptly end, or subjects would swiftly change, leaving Mike and Bob grappling with an invisible barrier. They were back at square one, with only the ghost of a lead that vanished as quickly as it appeared. Under the fading twilight, surrounded by the remnants of the day's bustling activity, they sat on a worn bench reviewing their notes, a meager collection of dead-end leads.
Maybe it's time to head back to DC.
Mike thought out loud, feeling the sting of defeat. Bob nodded in agreement, the weight of their fruitless search evident in his slumped shoulders. In the dimly lit hotel room, Mike and Bob methodically packed their suitcases, the imminent return to DC looming over them. The quiet was shattered by the buzz of Mike's phone. He glanced at it, the screen illuminating with an unexpected message. Rooftop of the old Montclair building, 2 a.m. Monday sharp.